From the TCO studios, it's Paul Allen. We begin with Drew Petzing, wide receivers coach for the Minnesota Vikings, to discuss not only the challenge with the Seattle Seahawks, but kind of where we've been in this 2019 season. And off the bye, first, did you get a chance to decompress at all? And from a football standpoint, Drew, what did you work on?
Yeah, I think definitely decompress. You got to get away from it a little bit. You got to shut it down and then come back reinvigorated for kind of this final stretch we have coming up. But you do spend some time. You really study yourself. That's what the bye week's for. You want to know yourself better than the opponent knows you. I think that was kind of critical to our process over this last couple days.
You have been to CenturyLink Field many times as a coach with the Vikings, and we know it's unbelievably loud. In fact, we're going to focus on it with the winning formula coming up a little later, talking about those guys, the 12s. Games at CenturyLink Field, what are they like?
They're a lot of fun. Anytime you get to play in that atmosphere, it doesn't matter. Even the preseason games, it's packed in there. It's a very lively atmosphere. You're getting a lot of chirping from the crowd, and it's what you want. You want to play in those type of games in that type of environment. It's a lot of fun.
Now the noise is legit, though, right? I mean, you have those clamshell roofs designed to trap the noise. And it does, and it legitimately is unbelievably loud.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, we feel like we have a great advantage in our stadium with our fans, but those guys do a great job of making it hard on the opposing team, so it's something we got to prepare for and we need to be ready for.
How do the Seahawks play defense?
It's a fast, physical style. You know, I think one of the things, and it's a compliment to Coach Carroll and everything they've done there, you see his system and that tree so many different places in this league. And the big thing is they're going to keep the ball in front of them. They're going to stop the run. They're going to attack the football. They're going to get 11 hats to it. They take a lot of pride in that, and I think it shows up on tape.
Now, two of those first two guys we saw right there in the highlights included Bobby Wagner and Jadeveon Clowney. So, I mean, those are a couple of high-enders. Is it fair to say that with the way Seattle was playing defense, or the yardage allowed and points and stuff earlier in the season, pretty high, messed with the rankings, but it's gotten a lot better of late. Is that fair?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, the guys you just mentioned, along with they picked up the safety Diggs from Detroit. Since he's gotten there, they've definitely closed the ranks and really done a great job these last couple weeks on defense.
What Stefon Diggs? What makes Stefon such a good, deep threat wide receiver?
I think it's a combination of his physical tools, which I think show up in almost everything he does, but his ability to track the ball and make some of those tough catches is just unbelievable. I mean, one that kind of sticks out is that one he made on the sideline against Dallas.
Yeah.
Just going down, catching the ball back behind his body with one arm and pulling it into his chest. Those are game-changing plays, and I think people take them for granted, but there's a tremendous amount of skill that goes into that.
Now, with Adam Thielen and Stefon Diggs, when they're both playing, how do they complement each other? Like, from a coverage standpoint, they're both incredibly good. So, like, how do they complement each other during games?
Well, I think the hardest part, and you've heard, I think Coach Zimmer hit on a little bit at some point last week, but when you only have one dynamic player like that, at times people can lean a coverage that way, cheat a safety that way. All of a sudden, you can balance up a formation and put two guys that, if left by themselves, could change the game. It becomes very difficult for a defense to kind of clue in on where to go or how to defend both options.
Yeah. Have you ever encountered circumstances where they both get doubled? I think in the business you call it double-double.
Yeah, there's no doubt. That is definitely an answer that some people have tried, and you got guys like Irv Smith, Bisi Johnson, Kyle Rudolph, Dalvin Cook. When you get that type of talent, it becomes very dangerous, because if you take away those two guys with four people, you got a lot of guys by themselves with not a lot of help.
Now, Drew mentions wide receiver Bisi Johnson. Bisi is what we call him in the business. A seventh-round rookie from Colorado State who's had quite the good season. Talk about his progress. What has impressed you?
I think just the way that he approaches his job. He takes it extremely seriously, and I think you saw early in the year, as a third or fourth guy, he's playing 5, 8, 10 snaps a game. And then early in that Detroit game, Adam goes down, and he didn't expect to have to play 55 snaps in that game, but there's no doubt he was ready for it. I think probably his fifth or sixth play in the game, he's getting the touchdown on the goal line, and it just kind of speaks to his preparation and what he's done to put himself in that position.
Now, from Bisi Johnson to Adam Thielen, Stefon Diggs, the wide receiving core, Dalvin Cook, the tight ends, everything. All reliant on high-end performances from quarterback Kirk Cousins. 18 touchdowns, 1 interception in his last 7 games. I know you're wide receivers coach, but you're an elite football mind. What do you really appreciate about the way Kirk has played the last 7 specifically?
Yeah, I think that not only is he playing at such a high level with those numbers, but he's also taking care of the football, right? And he's doing it by the book, and he knows where to go with the ball, when to go with, when to take the risk, when to be safe. He's getting the ball to the open guy. He's making the right decisions. He's making them on time, and that's what playing that position is. And right now, he's playing as well as anybody. It's really been fun to watch.